I won't doubt Dak Prescott. I won't doubt Dak Prescott. I have to admit, I'm an idiot.
I mean, given what they lack offensively, talent-wise, especially based upon the health that is.
Because what we cannot do is jump over his 5-touchdown game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to exclusively ridicule his divisional game against the 49ers. How in the world did the Cowboys allow 222 rushing yards, the second most yards ever in the Dan Quinn era? Because the Arizona Cardinals had a phenomenal answer to the question, WIPP. What's your plan for Parsons?
The poise that Dak Prescott, at minimum during the regular season, continually shows, that to me is what we have to give credit to Dak Prescott for, because this looks different. The defense is going to undermine what Dak Prescott is doing. And Dak Prescott over the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks, a whole season you could suggest, is playing quarterback better than anybody in the National Football League.
Dak, I apologize, and I ain't never saying a bad word about you again.
How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan. Born to battle. Stone just means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the sun shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And the guys over on Speakeasy continue their assault against the Dallas Cowboys. First, it was going after George Pickens and his decision to participate in football operations, making Emmanuel Acho look stupid in the process. And now it's the crew blaming the Dallas Cowboys' woes on Dak Prescott solely. On Thursday night's episode of Speakeasy, the crew spoke about how sports analysts have said that Dak Prescott is one of the most underrated players in the league, and they took the opportunity to once again bash the Dallas Cowboys as well as their QB1. I mean, we should be used to this, right, Cowboys Nation? So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. And I'll tell you right now, Angry Cowboys fan family, this video is going to have a lot of clips in it, and it might go longer than normal. I just want to show y'all the hypocrisy in Emmanuel Acho's current takes on Speakeasy. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to what the guys over on Speakeasy had to say about our QB1.
This is the biggest lie I've seen on social media this offseason. Dak Prescott has not become a punchline because of Jerry Jones's roster building. Jerry Jones built a roster where the Dallas Cowboys had like 9 All-Pros in a singular season, including special teams players that are All-Pros. Jerry Jones built a roster that for the first time since 2007 had a player with 1,000 rushing yards, a player with 1,000 receiving yards, a player with 4,000 passing yards, a player with 10 sacks, and a player with 10 interceptions. You have to go back to the 2007 Chargers to find that, and Dak Prescott got that because of Jerry Jones. What happened in that season? Dak Prescott goes to the Bay against the San Francisco 49ers and completely pisses down his leg. That's what happened in that season. Dak Prescott became a punchline because the Dallas Cowboys won 15 straight home games, of which I'm sure the man to my right attended several of, and Dak Prescott plays the youngest team in football, the Green Bay Packers, with an average age of, I believe, 24.9 years old, and Dak Prescott throws not 1, but 2 interceptions, and if I'm not mistaken, an interception for a touchdown. That is why Dak Prescott became a punchline. Dak Prescott did not become a punchline because of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has gifted Dak Prescott first-round pick after All-Pro on the offensive side of the ball. CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott, the year Dak Prescott gets drafted. Tyron Smith is already there. We extend him. Zach Martin, we extend him. Plus other first-round pick tackles. Tyler Smith. Like, what else can you do for Dak Prescott? Dak Prescott became a punchline because he didn't know how to punch the football over the line. That's why Dak Prescott became a punchline. I'm not going to stand for people blaming Jerry Jones. Has Jerry made his mistakes? Absolutely. But Dak Prescott has made more and more meaningful moments.
Now is the biggest lie, Emmanuel Acho. Now is the biggest lie against Jerry Jones. let's not act as if you haven't perpetuated this lie in some of your takes before, Emmanuel Acho. I swear, Cowboys Nation, Emmanuel Acho sounds like a scorned ex when it comes to talking about Dak Prescott and his play in the NFL. Whether it was on Speak for Yourself or Speak or the facility and now Speakeasy. Brother has always flipped when it comes to Dak Prescott being the franchise quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. It all just depends on who's sitting on the panel with him. It's also funny to me that the ones who achieve less in the NFL talk down on the ones who continue to play at a high level in the league. It's crazy for someone to sit there and talk this much crap when they haven't been near the heights that this player that they're talking about has been to. That's like me saying that Emmanuel Acho is a bum. How can I say that Emmanuel Acho is a bum when I haven't been on a professional team before? Even though his time in the league was short, at least he's been in the league, and not having a career in the league when you tried to. Is that pissing down your leg, Cowboys Nation? Is that pissing down your leg because you weren't able to get it done? I mean, I'm just curious. Now let's go ahead and roll into the second clip so we can come back and talk about it. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
What is going on? How are we agreeing on everything
dog,
so far? But this is the thing, though. We're prisoners of the moment because we're kind of talking about this yesterday a little bit. He got two great receivers, and he has a great year, and now it's Dak Prescott is underappreciated. We weren't saying that 2-3 years ago, but now that he got old CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens on the outside, and he had a great year, he's underappreciated. Because when you got two dogs that make you look good, you seem to be underappreciated all of a sudden. Because nobody was saying Dak Prescott was underappreciated before he got both of them guys out there. And so I'm just saying, put some respect on CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens' name, because that's where this is coming from.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you, TJ Houshmandzada. Put some respect on Dak Prescott's name, because I'm pretty sure that you never followed the Dallas Cowboys until you joined the crew of Speakeasy, where you're having football takes right now. But you know, there was a time when the wide receiver room wasn't all Des Bryant and Amari Cooper. There was a time where the wide receiver room consisted of players like Noah Brown, Cedric Wilson, Jalen Tolbert, and an aging Randall Cobb and T.Y. Hilton. A time where they were told to do it by committee. By who? Jerry Jones. Let's not sit there and be disingenuous and talk as if Dak Prescott has had nothing but all-pro wide receivers on the team. And TJ, it hasn't been since Dak Prescott got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I've been screaming that Dak Prescott was underappreciated since his first contract extension. Let's not get that twisted. Just because y'all don't hear what Dallas Cowboys fans have to say doesn't mean that it's not being said. Now let's go ahead and jump into the third clip so we can come back and unpack this raw and uncut, and I promise you, Cowboys Nation, you're gonna like this one.
I hate to sit here and agree with you guys again, but Dallas Cowboys fans need to be more realistic about Dak Prescott. And I've been, I think, the head of this. Dak Prescott, although an amazing regular season quarterback, I don't think you can find 5 quarterbacks better than him in a regular season over the last 10 years. I don't. When it comes to playoff time, I cannot blame Jerry Jones for the rosters he has put together. I can blame him for maybe letting go of Micah Parsons and ruining what could have been a really solid team this year. I can blame him for defensively not being able to figure out the secondary in multiple years where we had good offenses, even going back to the Tony Romo years. I can understand that. But the last 3 times we got eliminated in the playoffs, Dak Prescott played horrible. He played even more horrible. And then he played astronomically ass. The 2 games against the 49ers and then the game against the Green Bay Packers were just not good enough, and not good enough to win football games.
Correct.
And in all 3 of those games, maybe the first 49ers game, you can make the argument that it was maybe winnable. The next 2 were extremely winnable. And you went out there and sold.
You went out there and sold. But Care Bear is right about one thing. Dallas Cowboys fans do need to be more realistic when it comes to the quarterback position. Not just Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys quarterback position. At the same time, You talking heads need to be realistic when it comes to the quarterback position as well, because y'all's expectations are out of this world. But let's go ahead and dive into it a little bit more, shall we? Y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
Keeping it real, man. Keep it real. That's real.
All right, Cowboys Nation, first and foremost, I want to apologize for not going live last night. I was at the fair with the family, with the wife and the 5 grandchildren ranging from years 2 to 8 years old. I couldn't just leave my wife there with all those kids. I had to stay with her, had to make sure that everybody was having fun. We had fun yesterday, but I had to cancel the live. But I promise you, we'll go live today. But my, oh my, have the takes turned when it comes to Emmanuel Acho on Dak Prescott. Bro act as if he hasn't put up all these takes as to why Dak Prescott has been underappreciated in the National Football League. Bro acts as if the Dallas Cowboys fans can't just go back on his takes from Speak for Yourself, Speak, the facility, as well as Speakeasy, and hear him praise the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. But now Dak Prescott's the reason why the Dallas Cowboys haven't gotten over the hump and made it to an NFC championship game. It really seems as if his takes changes depending on what show he's on and who's sitting on the panel with him. Let's go ahead and take a trip down memory lane and start with his take on Dak Prescott on Speak for Yourself with Marcellus Wiley.
When Dak has historically played elite, the Cowboys have not collectively played well. That's fact.
Well, it looks as if he's saying what Cowboys fans have been saying. When Dak Prescott plays elite, the energy isn't matched. In those 2 San Francisco 49ers games, when the defense has held a team to under 20 points, the Dallas Cowboys offense should have been able to rise to the occasion and win that game. That includes the play calling as well as the play out on the field, Emmanuel Acho. The 2 interceptions that Dak Prescott threw against the San Francisco 49ers were completely on him and the offensive coordinator. It's on Dak because of his pass selection and trying to force the ball into situations that it could possibly get picked off. But when you have led the league in tight window throws and it's solely up to you to get the offense going, you're going to start forcing the ball to players, which has a chance of getting picked off. That has to be cleaned up by Dak Prescott as well as his receivers creating separation, and it has to be cleaned up by your offensive coordinator calling the plays. Then Emmanuel Acho talks about how none of this is Jerry Jones' fault, and then goes on to talking about the 2022 season and how it was Dak Prescott that pissed down his leg to the loss to the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs. How about we go to a clip from Emmanuel Acho from 2022, shall we?
Man, Jerry Jones just said Dak Prescott's out with a broken thumb. He needs surgery. Jerry, this is your fault. You did this. You send Dak Prescott out there with no proven number 1 receiver because you trade Amari Cooper. Knowing Michael Gallup isn't healthy, you don't bring in any other veteran talent to help CeeDee Lamb out. You have Tyron Smith injured. You think you can play Tyler Smith, your first-round pick, right tackle, at left tackle, but you played Tyler Smith at guard all preseason camp, so he has no true left tackle reps. So now Dak Prescott's taking blindside hits all throughout the game. Receivers can't create any separation, so Dak has to pat the ball. Now he's getting sacked. You have no dominant run game. You don't know how to utilize your offensive personnel, and you don't even have enough talented offensive personnel to utilize. I don't blame Dak Prescott. Jerry, this is on you. The Cowboys season and Dak Prescott's health, that's on your hands.
You know, Cowboys Nation, that sounds a little contradictory to what he said on his most recent episode of Speakeasy, right? How he said that Jerry Jones' narrative is old and it's not right. How Cowboys fans need to stop blaming Jerry Jones when he's on this clip blaming Jerry Jones for the exact same thing that we blame him for. And I know that people will say, well, that's an old clip, Angry, but this is a clip from the same season Emmanuel Acho currently says that Dak Prescott pissed down his leg. You gotta make it make sense to me, Cowboys Nation. Also, Emmanuel Acho also brings up the Green Bay Packers 2023 Super Wildcard Weekend loss, blaming the loss on Dak Prescott and the offense. How Dak Prescott threw interceptions again, and how we got boat raced in that game. Do y'all remember how the Dallas Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles this past year at AT&T Stadium? At the start of the second half, what was the score, Cowboys Nation? 21-7, right? 21-7, Eagles going into the locker room at the half. What did the Dallas Cowboys do in the second half? They came out and they held the Philadelphia Eagles scoreless, and the offense was able to mount a comeback and win the game. Now, just imagine if the defense was able to hold the Green Bay Packers scoreless in the second half of that playoff game, and the offense did what they did during that game. What would have happened, Cowboys Nation? The Dallas Cowboys would have won that game. But I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. Ever since Jeremy Fowler polled scouts, GMs, coaches, and execs around the league for that top 10 quarterbacks list and had Dak Prescott at number 6 and Jalen Hurts at 17, Eagles fans has stopped at nothing trying to discredit Dak Prescott at the quarterback position. You don't see people making videos and X posts about how Devonta Smith was ranked 22 among wide receivers while CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens was ranked 6th and 7th. You don't see Dallas Cowboys fans bashing Saquon Barkley for getting ranked higher than Javonte Williams, even though Javonte Williams had more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley in 2025 and is ranked higher than him among running backs during that season. Nope, you don't see that. It's just a vitriol toward Dak Prescott. And I know what some people are going to say. Why you posted old videos about Acho angry? Well, first and foremost, I'm trying to prove a point that he'll play the bad guy even though he's going up against what he really believes. But if y'all want to see a clip of last year proving that exact point, go ahead and take a look right here.
I mean, given what they lack offensively, talent-wise, especially based upon the health that is, he'll win MVP. Given what they lack defensively, both from a talent perspective and an execution perspective, he'll win MVP. Dak Prescott over the last 2 weeks is playing quarterback better than anybody in the National Football League. And Dak Prescott over the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks, a whole season you could suggest, is playing quarterback better than anybody in the National Football League. The dilemma is the Cowboys' record still looks average as hell, 2-2-1. That's part of the problem. The other part of the problem is the defense is going to undermine what Dak Prescott is doing, but if you only look at what Dak Prescott is doing, he's absolutely cooking. And he's cooking with Jake Ferguson in a first year to the Cowboys wide receiver in George Pickens. He's cooking with the dude in Javonte Williams who showed up and looks like he'll end up being one of the best free agent signings that the Cowboys have made in the last 10 to 15 years. So what Dak Prescott is doing, just looking at Dak Prescott, is elite. It's top tier. It's top flight. If he continues this, if he can muster up 10, 11, or 12 wins, he'll be firmly in the MVP conversation. This is probably as good as Dak Prescott has ever played. Now, mind you, we've lowered the bar because we knew the Cowboys lacked talent, and he has leaped and bounded over the bar, but Dak Prescott looks as good as I've seen him look.
Damn, Cowboys Nation. How in just a few months could a person change their perspective on a player, Cowboys Nation? Now, this isn't just a video trying to go out there and bash Emmanuel Acho and his crazy football takes. This video is meant to show Cowboys Nation how you can't trust takes from talking heads in the media because the takes are not meant to educate. They're meant to get clicks and views. We've seen it on both 3 and 4 letter network shows, Cowboys Nation. One day you'll have a talking head going to bat for a football player. Then the following day, they'll be going against that same player that they were just taking up for yesterday. When did sports analysis become this way, Cowboys Nation? When did ESPN and FS1 become the stations to see who could have the hottest takes and not football education? Since the hiring of Stephen A. Smith, because I know for damn sure that this wasn't the way it happened when Stuart Scott was employed by ESPN. Rest in peace to that brother. What's peddled around the NFL is this narrative that separates teams altogether, Cowboys Nation. During a win, the team gets broken down on what they did proper. During a loss, it's all on the quarterback. Even if the quarterback played one of his best games, they don't always get the dub. The quarterback gets the blame placed on him as if winning is just a quarterback stat. Talking heads have normalized hero ball as well as ring culture within the National Football League, and some fans have been hypnotized into believing that's how football operates and how it's supposed to look these days. They call football the ultimate team sport for a reason, Cowboys Nation. Not one person's going to go out there and take their team to a Super Bowl by themselves. But for some reason, the Dallas Cowboys are the team that this expectation is solely upon. This is where I believe Care Bear was right when he said that Dallas Cowboys fans need to be more realistic about Dak Prescott. I'll take it a step further. I'll say that NFL fans need to be more realistic about the quarterback position in general. For some reason, fans live with this narrative that the quarterback should be elite enough to take whatever roster that is given to him, whatever coaching staff that's given to him, whatever position coach that's given to him, and take the entire team all the way to the Super Bowl when that's absolutely not the case. There's not one quarterback in the league that can take a mediocre team to a Super Bowl and win said Super Bowl by themselves. The only one that was able to do that, he's been retired from the league for a while now and is part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Other than that, a quarterback needs pieces around him to get the job done. Whenever people, including some Cowboys fans, want to discredit Dak Prescott, they always point to the San Francisco 49ers playoff losses. They talk about how Dak Prescott is a great regular season quarterback, but tends to fold in the playoffs. What they fail to do is acknowledge how the entire team folds during the playoffs. People will talk about the players that the Dallas Cowboys have had, the all-pros that have been on the team. One thing they won't do is look at those All-Pros regular season stats and compare them to the postseason stats. They'll talk about how the Dallas Cowboys had Micah Parsons, how Micah Parsons was a 12.5 sack a year guy, but will glaze over the fact of how many sacks Micah Parsons had during the postseason. During his time with the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons has only recorded 1 sack during his tenure with the Dallas Cowboys in the postseason. Is that all pro numbers? They spoke about how having Trayvon Diggs and DeRon Bland being all pros on the Dallas Cowboys defense as well. Guess how many interceptions both of those guys had in the postseason during their tenure as a Dallas Cowboy? Absolutely zero, Cowboys Nation. They speak about the all pros the Dallas Cowboys have had, but if your all pro doesn't play like an all pro in the playoffs, what good is the title? But to put it all the way in perspective for those that are watching this video right now, guess how many takeaways the Dallas Cowboys defense has had since Dak Prescott became the starting quarterback in 2016? Well, according to Google, the Dallas Cowboys have only had 4 takeaways during the postseason since 2016. So I'm not saying that you don't hold Dak Prescott's feet to the fire when it comes to his playoff performance. What I am saying is that there's enough blame to go around when it comes to falling short in the playoffs. Even in the San Francisco 49ers game, I tell you, if Trayvon Diggs would have laid a hit on George Kittle when he was bobbling the ball, it would have given the Dallas Cowboys the ball back. Also, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but everybody knows that when you scheme for a team in the playoffs, you scheme away what they do best. In the Dallas Cowboys case, the offense runs through Dak Prescott and his arm. It's been this way since Jason Garrett, all the way from Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy, and from Mike McCarthy to Brian Schottenheimer. There hasn't been a time where Dak Prescott can just hand the ball off and be assured of victory in the playoffs. Against the San Francisco 49ers in 2021, the Dallas Cowboys had a total of 77 rushing yards, and that's from every rushing attempt on the damn team. I mean, Elijah Mitchell had more rushing yards than our entire team that game. People talk about, well, y'all had Ezekiel Elliott. Well, Ezekiel Elliott had 33 rushing yards that game. The playoff game in 2022, 76 rushing yards for the entire team. Ezekiel Elliott had 26 rushing yards off of 10 attempts, 2.6 yards a carry, Cowboys Nation. But some fans want to focus on what Dak Prescott was unable to do when the entire team faltered under the bright lights. Tony Pollard could have been a decision maker. He could have been a deciding factor in the game if he didn't get injured in the second quarter. Brother had 3.7 yards per carry before his game-ending injury. To keep it a thou with y'all Cowboys Nation, I believe Dak Prescott needs to find that clutch gene going into the playoffs. Ball security needs to be harped on. At the same time, the Dallas Cowboys need to go into the playoffs with more than just one way to win the damn game. teams that win Super Bowls have more than one way to beat their opponents. A majority of the time that the Dallas Cowboys have made it to the playoffs, the success of the offense has been on the shoulders of Dak Prescott. You take that pass game away, then what do you got, Cowboys Nation? 77 total rushing yards. If the Dallas Cowboys don't want interceptions during the playoff games, then have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C to win the damn game. Don't put it all on the shoulders of your quarterback to win the game. People talk about them needing Dak Prescott to be more like Sam Darnold. Well, they didn't win their Super Bowl championship on the arm of Sam Darnold. They won by Kenneth Walker III's MVP performance and their defense. The Seahawks' plan C was Sam Darnold. The Philadelphia Eagles didn't make it to the playoffs off of Jalen Hurts' arm. They did it by Saquon Barkley's monstrous year, the O-line, and that stifling defense that they had. Their plan B was Jalen Hurts' arm. Now, can Dak Prescott lead his team to the playoffs and then rely on the run game and the defense to get him through to the Super Bowl? Judging from the defensive stats since 2016, I highly doubt it, Cowboys Nation. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Cowboys Nation, my apologies on how long this video was, but I had to get this point across. Why does Speakeasy continue to talk dirty about the Dallas Cowboys? Are the Bills due, so they got to get those clicks and those views up? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help get the word out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video, share it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device and you haven't used them up yet, make sure you hype this video. Doing so will help get the word out to Cowboys fans. They'll come over to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel and want to become Angry Cowboys fans themselves. And if you are DC for life and you have faith in our Dallas Cowboys team no matter what, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you do not miss anything from the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. Plus, if you're into Madden 26, College Football 27, or Mortal Kombat talk, check out my other YouTube channel, the Angry Gaming Fan YouTube channel. I'll make sure I put the link to that as well as the gamer tag in the description. Not once have I looked at this team and called them the Dak Prescott Cowboys. This is the Dallas Cowboys, meaning that it's going to take every single player to contribute to the highest level in order to get to where we want to go. To some, it's easy just to throw hatred in the direction of the star in order to get clicks and views. I mean, shoot, we got some of our own Dallas Cowboys fans that do the same thing on YouTube. I'm not going to allow them to bring me down just because they may not rock with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to continue to root for our Dallas Cowboys until the day I'm gone. Remember, it's DC for life. Fuck what the haters say. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.